So what to do during the social distancing? Go catch a fish. This is all really hard to do with one hand, but so I'm gonna get a little creative with my meal ideas here. I'm getting a little bored of eating just the everyday normal rice and beans and stuff like that. Canned food. I'm gonna let this guy cook a little bit. I like to let the fire touch the fish. Gives it a little better flavor to me. I'll just let this sit right there. I'll get back to you. I went and I actually caught him. I actually caught him in a spot that I didn't think had trout. I'm just experimenting with different locations, trying to stay away from people and going where people don't usually go. And I caught him on a worm and I cut him up with my knife. So yeah, this is actually right in my backyard. And I was gonna see if there was dandelions or anything around. The only thing I really have is the pines here. There's some, clover and hairy bittercress and stuff like that up, but I don't really feel like putting that with this fish. So I think I'm just gonna fire cook them and then put them in a sushi roll. It's looking pretty good. Little trout. Has anybody ever heard of a trout roll before for sushi? I'm kind of excited to try it. I have my own sushi roller and seaweed that I purchased before all this crazy crap happened. So, just putting it to use. I think I'm gonna mix him up, get all the meat off, mix it up with some mayonnaise, maybe some sriracha, and make some eel sauce. That sounds good. I'm getting a little stir crazy. It hasn't even been that long. And right now I should be out in the mountains, and I'm not. I'm stuck in Connecticut. It's alright though, I'm finding stuff to do that I normally do, just a little differently. Man, it smells good. Yeah, I've just mostly been spending my time studying some Paleo-Indian stuff and finishing up my college class that is now transferred to online. trying to figure out how to do all that, and spending the rest of my time fishing and filling the freezer. I have not gone to the supermarket at all in like 2 months now. I saw this thing coming, and I went out and got everything I had to get, with the exception of meats. Wow, that looks good. I really like this little cage setup. My mother got me this for Christmas, and it really saves a lot of the meat, and it doesn't get too charred. It doesn't stick to things. I mean, it sticks to the cage a little bit, but not too bad. All right, I'll get back to you with when this guy's done, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Make it super dry, but I got everything off of him. I took all the skin off right here. I'm not going to put that in the sushi, but I will save that and use it. Got a little bit more right here. I'm going to try to get the bones out. So I'm going to let that finish drying out. Get some rice. I actually have to make some eel sauce right now. I'll do that. Okay, be back. Got a little bit of wild rice in there too. Just a little bit scattered. All right, so I'm gonna add some mayo to the trout meat. I tasted a little piece, it's delicious. Just a little bit of mayo, a little bit of sriracha, stir it all up. A little bit more. That's probably too much, but that's all right. And then add sriracha, make a spicy mayo, and then just mix it all together. Okay, my seaweed and my roller, and I'm just waiting on the rice. So I have pre-made eel sauce, but it's a little old and there's not too much left. So I'm gonna pour it into the pot and add a little bit of this with some water. Try to save using this, and then boil it with some sugar. Sugar and soy sauce. And then I'm just gonna foil that. So what you want to do is you want to add sugar, and you want it to be the consistency of like maple syrup. Have the rice in the freezer to cool it off so that I can handle it. Put it to a smaller pot to make sure it fits. That is stuff that I don't eat. Rice and eel sauce to cool down. You just want to set up your work area. Make sure you have room to spread everything out. Make sure you keep it clean. What I want is a bowl of water to wet your hands when you're working with the rice so that it doesn't stick to you, and you could put it on the seaweed correctly, and a very sharp knife that you're gonna wet before you use. So the rice is still a little hot, but I'm getting really hungry staring at the trout, so I'm gonna make it anyway. Just wipe my hands. Handful of rice. Spread it out. That's really hot. That's still really hot. That's all right though. It'll work. So, quarantine sushi. Just put the rice down first, and then you're gonna put the trout with the spicy mayo, usually in the middle. And I think I'm gonna make 2 rolls of this. So I'll save a little bit in there, and I'll show you how to roll this up, or how I do it at least. So if this is the first time doing this, you're gonna just wanna roll it yourself a little bit first, on top of each other like that. And then just continue to roll it straight down. Like that. All right, cutting board. So now you take your roll off of this, put it onto a cutting board. Take your knife, make sure your knife is wet. This part's a little tricky. So just to save ingredients, since we're quarantined here, I'm going to take a shaving off of each and put that on the next roll. I'll actually do double of this one. For the carrot, I'm going to do very thin. Okay. So I'm doing a cucumber and a carrot, and I'm going to make a California quarantine roll. I'm going to put another one down. Same thing as before, wet my hands. Take the rice, spread it out as best as I can with it being that hot. take the trout, pull the bone out. So one trout makes 2 quarantine rolls. All right, now I'm gonna take this stuff, lay it right here, like that. A little bit on top, and a little bit on bottom. Do the same thing as before, just roll it up like that. Switch this to here. The ends are always tricky. Usually there's quite a bit of seaweed that doesn't fill up, but with enough practice you could make them good. I'm gonna try one more, but came out pretty damn good. I'll try this and then I'll finish it up and then I'm gonna go fishing again. This actually turned out really, really good. And I like the seaweed. That's some of the best sushi I've had in a long time. Anyway, you get creative with your food and your wild fish. If you get bored of just cooking it over the fire and you're stuck at home, there you go. See you soon, guys. All right, just gonna do a quick outro here. So we used wild caught trout, mayonnaise, sriracha, rice with some wild rice, seaweed, water, sugar, soy sauce. We also put in half of them, carrots and cucumber, for a kind of California roll. Anyway, hope you guys are keeping entertained. Hope you guys are being creative with your break in time here. And start changing things for the way you want them to be. Create things, have fun, be happy, be positive. Stay safe, guys. Thinking about all of you. See you soon.